Hello, everyone. Hello. I hope you're all well. I hope you all can hear me as well. Yeah, welcome to the final part of this paint makeover, however you want to see it. A couple of small little things have changed since the last time you saw this model. The first thing being, obviously, the wings have been attached. Second thing being, these have been attached. I did them off stream because I didn't think anyone would want to watch glue dry. So if you did, I apologise. Other than that, nothing else has changed. This is all just glued into place, so that I can do some work on it. The wings are kind of delicate. They were a little bit of a butt to get into place, to put it politely. So, please don't judge my modelling or lack of modelling skills. I'd appreciate it. Before I get too heavily into anything today, I'm going to start by prepping the base, because that's the thing I gotta do. And it's got kind of a specific look that I'm going for, which involves heavy amounts of technical paints. So I need to get started with that first. So yeah, a little bit dull to watch. I apologise for that bit, but I promise it gets more interesting a little bit later on, where we get started on the rest of the paint. But all I'm doing here is I'm smearing Modern... is that Modern Earth it's called? Yes. Modern Earth technical paint. So this is gorgeous black that you can see appearing. That'll crackle up and show through these fiery reds and oranges and yellows that we spent so long putting on a couple of streams ago. And should give us a great sort of molten lava kind of look, the whole thing. I'm going to be focusing around the areas that we've got scenery first, and then moving outwards. Partly that's to, honestly, an economical thing, to save on paint. I don't want to spend an entire pot of paint just to do the base for this thing, because the base is huge, and I've not got endless amounts of paint, despite what it might seem sometimes. But also, just from a look standpoint, it makes more sense to have more base, more like earth closer to where the dragon has stood, and less a bit further away, so it can almost be looking out over a lake of lava kind of thing. So that's kind of my reasoning behind how I'm doing this. I hope it makes sense. Hopefully it looks good. This is the nerve-wracking part of basing like this. We don't quite know how it's gonna look, because we gotta wait for first to see how this paint goes on, and then secondly to see how it dries. Because these paints can be a little bit fickle. It's not an exact science, it's a lot of trial and error and seeing how it goes. I'm hoping this one goes well, because I want it to look good. Obviously, I've spent quite a long time on this one. Okay. So I'll start battling. I'll let you enjoy the beautiful music that we've got. We're back on the Cataclysm music today. It seemed fitting for the last bit. I promise next painting stream will have different music. It won't be more WoW music. We'll mix it up after the stream. Because we'll be moving on to a new project, hopefully. I'm hoping this should be done by the end of the stream. I even put finale in the stream title. If you're watching this on YouTube, you won't see that, but... Or maybe you will. If you've watched both the stream and the YouTube video, thank you. I appreciate you. It means a lot to me. But if you're just watching this on YouTube, I even put finale in the stream title, so you know it's serious business. Okay. So, I'm trying to take... it needs to be quite a thick layer to dry in the way that I want it to. So I'm just kind of trying to keep it thick near the base of the rocky areas and then thinning it out as we go away from them. Kind of how you'd expect it to be, you know, more sturdy, closer to the edges, and less sturdy the further out you get. Okay. I'm trying not to like get the paint on me. Get it on the model rather than on me. So it'll not only help me save paint, but help me later on when I'm trying to handle a model that is distinctly not completely black. Stream closed captioner? I don't know why that's there. Okay. That's the first time that's appeared. That's something I need to look into. And it is something I intend to look into anyway. Both for YouTube and for Twitch. Subtitles are something that I really want. But trying to find a reliable way of doing so without overtaxing my not so up-to-date system is challenging. A lot of the software is very demanding. Okay, so I'm also trying to kind of pull some of this technical paint up onto the rocks to kind of blend it in so it doesn't look quite so out of place. So you might hear a little bit of scratching. I apologize if that irritates anyone. I think what I might do is try and get some paint out this way as well. Like a separate little island of molten or slightly solidified rock. Just trying to think where I'd want it. I think I'm gonna fill most of that in a bit. And then let's see how we go. Let's go a little bit here. I don't necessarily want big chunks of this everywhere. I'm sort of drawing partially on my memories of the in-game universe. So when you actually face Deathwing in those fiery layers of his, but also my knowledge of real-world volcanoes and how they act. They'll have hot spots and cold spots. And the cold spots are where these solidified areas will be. And you know, there's an artistic consideration as well. What looks good? So there's a lot that kind of goes into something like this when you don't really have a fixed guideline. That's why these paintovers are kind of a fun challenge. There's, you know, it's easy. I wouldn't say it's easy necessarily, but it's definitely easier when you've got a very obvious thing like box art or defined designs to follow. When you got something like this that you kind of have to make up as you go along, it's more of a challenge. Morning, Thess. Welcome in. How's it going? Excited I was joining that bit up. What's here? Okay. going? I'm doing okay, thank you. Very, very tired after the gig last night. Very tired, but I'm good, thanks. I'm hoping I can finish this off tonight. It's the plan, anyway. We'll see how that turns out as the night goes. Okay. No. How has your week gone so far? Anything new and exciting happening? Well, worth it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Funnily enough, the band that I thought I was gonna enjoy more was not the band I ended up enjoying. I discovered a new band that I really like. So yeah, definitely worth. I got another gig I'm going to day after tomorrow, so on Thursday, which is another completely different kind of gig. So lots of fun and games. But it's been a long time since I've been able to go to a live show like that, so yeah, it's definitely worth it. And days for the weekend, same. Just gotta get through tomorrow. It's my only day of work in the next 2 weeks. When I say day of work, I mean at the day job. Alright, I'm gonna leave the base to set, so I can move along to this bit. I'm actually gonna just have that right up out of the way. Okay. Yeah, definitely missed going to live shows. It's been a while, but it's good to be back. Okay. But yeah, lots of streaming this week too. I want to try and hit that $300 goal if I can for WWF. And hopefully that means I will also be able to take a bit of a break at the end of the month. And really enjoy that almost a full week off work. We'll see. If it's anything like the past couple of days, I'm still going to be incredibly busy. But at least I won't have to worry about the day job. Okay. No breaks. Yes. It's pretty much the only confirmed break I've got between now and Christmas. Although I will probably book something in, even if it's just a couple of days. Yeah, this might be my last charity run for the year. Depending on when the December run is, I may or may not take part. So I would really, really love to hit the 300 raise this one, because that would make it a nice round 3,000 for WWF, which would be a really nice goal to hit before the end of the year. Because I apparently relax by doing more stuff as well. Even my time off, I apparently have to do lots of things. But yeah, that's beside the point. Right now, my focus is finishing this dragon and hopefully not taking too long about it. Okay, let's see if I can get these side panels into the light. I apologize if it's not showing up too clearly on stream right now. Focus is a little bit of an issue with this camera right now. A little bit of a delicate bit to paint. Because while Deathwing is held together by metal plates, obviously the model doesn't quite have the same details modeled on. So instead of armor nailed to his skin, he's got metallic plates. Metallic scales. Still looks awesome. Thank you. I'm at that stage where I'm trying to be very careful not to screw it up. It's like I'm near the end, so I want to make sure that everything I add is in the best interest of the model. Okay. So I've got these metallic details to add. I also still haven't decided how I'm going to do that scarring. Down his throat. No pressure. Yeah, no pressure. Yeah, it's just the last chance I have to make this thing look good. It's only like, what, 8 or so hours of work down the drain if I screw up now. It's fine. It's fine. This is why I don't do huge projects as often as I'd like to. I psych myself out. Okay. I'm Deathwing. No worries, let's take it easy. Thank you for stopping by. I hope work goes quickly for you. And I'll definitely catch up with you later. No promises on the no screwing up thing. There's always the unexpected sneezing fits. But I hope you have a good day. Take it easy. Okay. Alright. Back scales. So I'm just doing the flanking scales, I think, in silver, and trying to leave the main bulk of it in this grey-black colour. Partly so that the silver kind of breaks up the ocean of black a bit. But also so it's not overwhelming and makes sense in the model. Yeah. I feel like it usually helps to have the colours make sense when you're painting these kinds of things. And in these kind of sort of painting makeovers, it's often about the details you leave out as much as the ones you keep in. And sometimes you have to change the details to make them fit with the model in your hands. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just taking an established part of Deathwing's look and kind of adjusting it to Kazari. Or Crondis, but this is Kazari the Scarred variant. Which I felt was way more appropriate than a Dragon of Order or shining in his beautiful pristine armor. An angry battle scarred dragon seemed a lot more appropriate to Deathwing. Okay. Next, I think I'm going to brighten up this red that's on his chest. And like these flare, I don't know what to call them, like hair? Tendrils? I don't know. There's bits on his cheeks, and he's got on his belly as well. So much as Deathwing has fire and brimstone, so does our version. And I'm just going through this, and it's not a strict look, this one. Again, it's one of those ones where you kind of have to feel it out for yourself to see what works. A lot like as I was doing with the wings, it wasn't a planned pattern. But I like how they came out with the almost comet-like looks. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't really do it justice. It's a lot less saturated in person. A lot more subtle with the colour. There you go. I'm not going to take the yellow all the way up there. Just a little bit. Again, I'm going to take those same colours across. And welcome in. How you doing, gorgeous? It's good to see you. Double lump. I hope you're having a wonderful, comfy day. I'm sorry I missed your Cult of the Lamb stream earlier this week. I was looking forward to it and then somehow managed to miss it. But I hope the cult is going well. And the art. Well, been having a relaxing evening? Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm very tired after yesterday. Had a very good gig. But it's been a while, so my body is a little bit in shock. It's like you went out the house and you stayed up late? How dare you? Okay. I am doing well, thank you. Just enjoying doing some painting. I'm just concentrating a little bit because there's a lot of tiny details in this section. Kind of getting some of these fire colours back on some of the smaller details. That didn't work. Why did that not go on the brush properly? Let's try this again. Bit of a downside to using watercolour brushes. They do hold on to water too well. Okay, there we go. Side of his cheeks got a bit more of a vibrant colour to it. And take that really bright red that we've been using. And make sure I get this right. And there's one eyeball. There's another eyeball. There we go. The scary bit's done. Well, the scariest bit. There's still some scary bits left. But at least now I can stop worrying that I'll mess the eyes up. Nice angry red eyes for our Deathwing. And we'll go with this orange again. Okay. I swear, painting details like this is worse than eyeliner. You know how whenever you do eyeliner, there's always one good side and one bad side? Details like this is worse. Okay. But that's there. And he's looking a little bit more fierce. What color do I want? Okay, I'll go with this one. I don't know if this is accurate to Deathwing, but this Deathwing has a pink tongue that I needed to paint before I painted the teeth. Oh, I know the colour I need. One, it's not that one. That one. Where are we hidden it? Here I have. Teeth. Scary, pointy, fiddly dragon teeth. Okay. Tonight is where all the fine details happen, so I might be a little bit less talkative than usual. We got teeth, we got eyeballs, we got floaty, feathery, hairy bits. I still don't know what to call them. Either way, they take a bit of concentration. Okay. So, I'm sorry if it's not very clear on screen right now, but all I'm doing is going over the teeth. And I'm trying to do it in as few coats as possible just to minimize the risk of overpainting and overspilling into the other areas, because obviously they're quite a small detail. Okay, but I've also got to remember to do the back of the teeth where they show. Have you amazed how much you notice details like that? Even when you don't look for it, it's there. And the more you get into the practice of doing details like that, the better your models end up doing. Okay. I suppose it goes for any form of artwork as well. You know, if you get into the practice of doing all the details, your models end up looking better, or your paintings or drawings or whatever. Can't think of many art forms where missing details is helpful. I'm sure there are some, just none that I've ever encountered, to my knowledge. Okay. So I'm just giving a little bit of detail to the facial area again. And I also need a plain black just to tidy up a couple of areas like overspell and hesitation marks. And I can also do that in other areas now as well. Just going over, tidying up. It's the kind of detail you wouldn't necessarily notice unless someone pointed it out to you, but you kind of have to notice them when you're the one painting to try and, you know, make sure that they're corrected before the model is photographed and you end up spotting it after the photograph has been up for 3 days, or if it's on display and then you notice it after it's been locked away in the cabinet. It's unbelievably annoying when you get to that stage and you have to haul it out and repaint because you didn't do it right the first time. As I'm sure you can all imagine. Meantime. This is awkward. It's got to the really awkward to paint stage. Okay. So firstly, I'm just tidying up the guess you call them finger bones. I guess that's what they would be equivalent to. These sort of... these areas. And, you know, the arms and all the sections that kind of border the wings. And just making sure that the right areas are the right colour first. Okay, so I've done the black first. I go back and I just straighten out these lines in the red. And at this stage it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to get it as close as I can. Just because getting it close to perfect makes my job much, much easier. And I have to come across and do these little knuckle sides, I guess. And I'm focusing on the top because that's where the darker red is. And that's the colour I'm working with at the moment. I'll actually go back and do the brighter red lower half in a few minutes. So I'm not going to make these as colourful as the underside of the wings. And that just kind of tracks with all the other dragons that I painted in the past. You know, the outside of the wings are kind of a bit less showy than the underside. The underside kind of seems to be a bit more of a decorative area. Both on Deathwing and on Kazari. So I'm going to kind of honour that with mine as well, and they're still going to be colourful, but not as colourful as the inside of the wings will be. Okay. Actually gonna change something slightly. I missed in the previous stream. I'm gonna bring this red over. And I've always kind of loved the slightly brutal designs in both Warhammer and in World of Warcraft. So I'm kind of trying where I can to incorporate subtle nods to it. Like, if you think about it, this dragon, the way I've painted it, the bones of its hand are coming through the skin. That, I don't know about anyone else, but that kind of seems uncomfortable. And it's the reason I painted it that way is a few different ones, but it's kind of a reference to how Deathwing remolds himself. And he does so very painfully, very brutally. And his determination to, you know, not be defeated. So that's what's kind of in my head when I'm painting like that. Okay. And the reason these second knuckles are not done is because they've got a brighter red that I'm going to be adding. So I'll get to those in a short while when I get to the second half of the lower half of the wings. My goodness. Ipsu! Ipsu, hi, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for bringing your people over. How was your stream? Right, let me get you a shout out. You're welcome to the pig looking contest. You're in a good spot for it. Meister Viavu, thank you so much. Welcome in, everyone. Let me get you a shout out. Alright, so if there's anyone lurking who hasn't already followed Ipsu, go check him out. They're a lovely human being, wonderful VTuber. Definitely great for chill streams. It's playing a space trucking kind of game. Okay. Cosmeteer. Not play Cosmeteer myself, but it does sound cool. Did you have fun with it? I hope you enjoyed it. New one coming out on the 24th. Oh, so you played the demo and you want to get it? Nice. That is awesome. Well, you can see what I've been doing. I've been working on this dragon. I'm hoping I should have it finished today. And we're also working on raising some money for tigers. So this is part of the WWF Show Your Stripes campaign. We're raising money to protect and conserve tigers and their habitats. So I'm painting Deathwing with some chill World of Warcraft music and talking about tigers. And also what I'm doing on screen. Am I gonna make my mind to read you when I saw it? Aw, I'm glad to hear it. Hopefully in a good way. I'm hoping in a good way. But I really do appreciate the raid, Hosu. Thank you for bringing your lovely community over. And yes, tigers. There's the WWF Show Your Stripes campaign. As you know, I stream for WWF very often, multiple times every year. They're a wonderful bunch of people for an absolutely amazing cause. You all know how much I love animals of all kinds, mythical and otherwise, and I always felt like tigers are slightly unreal, you know? They're such a cool animal. So if I can do even a little bit to help them, I will. Thank you, Nightbot, for doing all the link things at once. So if anyone in chat doesn't already know me, I am Jinxie. I am a variety streamer from the UK, if the accent didn't give it away. I do things like paint random minis from one universe into another. And I play variety games. And I stream for charity. As well as for fun. So, welcome. Please feel free to sit back, enjoy a tasty beverage, and feel free to ask any questions if you've got any. Oh, Maester, I appreciate that. Yes, I am recently retired WoW player. I used to play WoW for a good number of years, right up until the most recent expansion. I don't play anymore, but I do love Deathwing. Deathwing is one of my favorite bad guys. So I'm kind of going for an old battle-scarred Deathwing. Yeah, what if Deathwing survived kind of scenario with this. Love them big cats. Yeah, tigers are... Tigers, to me, are one of those animals that feel almost too good to be real, you know? I understand why there's so many legends about them. They're incredible. I've been lucky enough to get very close to them in zoos. It's one of those experiences you don't forget. So yeah, definitely worthy of protecting and saving, in my opinion. Recently coming back to it. I see. Is that for the new expansion for Dragonflight? I have to admit, it feels very strange not coming back for Dragonflight. It's the first expansion that I've not pre-ordered. Ever. I've had every other expansion on pre-order. Okay. It is. I have to admit, I will be watching from the sidelines very closely. Unfortunately, there's a few different reasons, but time, money, and the recent happenings at Blizzard Activision have kind of made me reluctant to go back into it. But I'm excited for everyone else who is jumping back in. I hope it's a good expansion. I hope we get lots of good dragon story. Oh crap. I'll have to go back and correct that. I hope we get lots of good dragon lore, and I will be excited to see all the lore drops, at the very least. Just Dragonflight looks so exciting. I think I saw that they're introducing basically Dragonborn into it. Is it Drakthir, if I remember rightly? Something like that. Which, again, super cool. Really exciting. Dragons are just awesome. But yeah. Not this time. You have a couple of guildies selling to them. Okay. You made a Mistwalker Monk. Nice. I used to be a Hunter main. I used to have Tauren Hunter on the Horde side, which was my first ever character. And what was my... I think it was a Worgen? I had a Worgen fighter that I just started. And then I had another Hunter on Alliance side, but I honestly cannot remember where. But then my mains were actually Vengeance Demon Hunters. I had one for Horde, one for Alliance. Because I also was a chronic lore master attempter. So I had characters on both sides of the fight. I made 5 or 6 attempts at lore master. Before I finally retired from WoW. Or went on indefinite hiatus, at least. Fishes and lasers. That's fair enough, Hipsy. That is absolutely fair. I like both. I like all kinds of fantasy. Whether it's swords and spells, lasers and gunships, you know, demons and witchcraft, whatever kind of brand of non-fiction, I'm into it. Maystar the Insane. Nice. Nice. Very nice. That is a very respectable title to have. I do miss my Demon Hunter. I'm gonna have to wait for that paint to dry before I can cut those extra bits off. So while it sets, I have to switch brushes for this. MC gets us the reality, exactly. Stories are the easy part. It's real life that's the hard bit to face, which I think a lot of people underestimate the power of stories. But I think they're some of the closest things to magic we have. As cliched as that might sound. Words and stories are pure magic. Okay. Love my books? Yes, absolutely. I am exactly the same, Maester. I am a unrepentant book devourer. To the point where, you know, my Kindle is never more than 3 feet away from my hands. You know, I love physical books, don't get me wrong, but I can get so many more books onto a Kindle than I can onto a bookshelf, so. No cliche at all? Thank you for saying that. I know it's something that is said a lot. I know a lot of people are like, oh, words are magic and books are magic and all this sort of thing. They really are. You can save a life with them. I know books have saved my life more than one occasion. They can comfort you, they can keep you company on dark nights. And be relaxing, like a good friend. Familiar characters in a familiar story can be just as much comfort as a shoulder to cry on or a hug from a loved one. Doesn't matter that they're found in between the pages of a book. I don't know, stories are great. Okay. I was actually reading most of this afternoon. I've been rereading some of my old favorite series. I was reading The Midnight Library. It's such a good book by Matt Haig. Perfect for what we had here, which was a very cold, rainy afternoon. And since I didn't have work, it was a great excuse to curl up under a blanket with a cup of tea and a book. So I did. Yes, yeah. Aw, no worries, Maester. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're excited to have you back. I hope your little one gets better soon. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day as well. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And again, Hitsu, thank you so much for bringing your community over. You do genuinely, sincerely appreciate it. Thank you for trusting me to take care of them. Okay. And I hope this is a nice chill, comfy way to wind down your day. Okay. So I know it's a lot of kind of maybe the same color over and over again, but I'm hoping you can see how it's building and changing and taking shape. It is good. I appreciate that. I honestly, when people tell me like, oh, I always like watching your streams to chill or fall asleep to, I'm like, that's a compliment. You know, having a stream that people feel comfortable to fall asleep to, that's a compliment. You hear some streamers who complain about it, and I'm like, no. Someone's relaxed enough to fall asleep to your face, to your stream. You've got a good community and a good space. Okay. Oh, we've almost done the big wing. I'm calling it. I've kind of gone for it. Oh, jeez. Okay. You just fall right over on your nose there, Deathwing. Going for this sort of red fade almost, I guess. Like a gradient. Getting this directionality on the light source is less than ideal, but it's what I gotta work with tonight. Alright, so we now basically have to repeat on this side, and this side's a little bit trickier because the layers aren't quite so clear to find. I'm just doing the same again. Applying the red across. Okay. Yeah, I think after today, I'll be moving on to a new project. So I'm sticking with the spooky theme for this month because, you know, I love Halloween. It's my favorite time of year. It's my favorite holiday. So I'll be doing another spooky themed mini, and then I've got a special one for next week that I have been saving for the Halloween week. I am so excited to paint because it's been sat on my desk for the better part of a month waiting for the next week. So that's all to look forward to. In terms of games, depending on how the fundraising goes, there might be some hooked on you, maybe, if we reach the goal. I also want to do some spooky games. I know I haven't got them on the schedule yet, but I probably will do some spooky game of some description. I'm prepping something that I hope will be ready for next week. But we'll see. Maybe some Stardew Valley, maybe some what else? Well, there'll definitely be some Wolf Among Us on YouTube. So that's what I'm playing through at the moment. If I might do a special YouTube stream some Mortuary Assistant. I don't know, we'll see. But next week I'm going to try and do as much Halloween themed stuff as possible. Because it is Halloween week. But it is also going to be my holiday week, so I might not stream as much as I normally do next week. Just to make sure that I don't burn myself out in time for November to hit. So that's going to be interesting, trying to balance that. Basically, lots to think about over the next few days. Okay. Yeah, this week I'm also kind of working around a lot of IRL stuff happening. I was at a concert yesterday. I have another one on Thursday, and then a friend's wedding next Monday. So I'm working around all of those as well. I'm also doing a huge clear out of my hobby collection and just general junk in my house. I'm doing a massive deep clean of my house of about 10 years worth of stuff that's built up. Which, as you can imagine, it's quite a huge job. It's partly why I've taken time off my day job, so that I can actually have the time and the energy and the space to do it. But it's a challenge. I'm hoping I'll feel better at the end of it, but while it's going on, I don't like it. My house is a mess. Okay. Okay. Today we're doing well. We got some good progress going here on the wings. I'm hoping if I do a good job on the wings, no one will pay attention if the body doesn't quite look so good. Or if the base looks a little wonky, you know? You get one section right, the rest of it kind of doesn't matter so much. Everyone's going to be too busy looking at the good bit. And on this model, the good bit is going to be the wings. I feel it. I mean, just look at those colours. Those reds, those oranges. Which I need to finish in just a short while. But first I want to finish off the bit that I'm doing before I worry about the next bit. I'm just making sure all the bits that need to be red are red. Yeah, let's put it that way around for a little bit. So to clean the brush, because contrast paints ruin your brushes. That's why it's always worth having a brush that is purely for contrast paint. If you don't wear a good brush. And then I go back in, and I'm just going to tidy up a couple of lines. That's all. Okay. So I'm just trying to get rid of any, what I guess you call hesitation marks. And they just kind of look a little bit fluffy. Whilst I wouldn't necessarily mind that on a model that actually had fur, on a model like this, you kind of want all the lines to be quite crisp and sharp. So that's all I'm doing here, just sharpening those lines up a bit. Get them more defined. Okay. Again, just tidying up. This is actually super glue marks that I'm tidying now, because super glue leaves a horrible frosty finish on painted surfaces. It's hard to disguise if it's, especially if it's on a dark surface. Which is why it always pays to have at least one layer of painting between you're gluing your model and your final product. Okay. So now I'm focusing on the body while the wings settle. So again, the same spots. Edges of the wings, edges of the colourful scales. Just watching for any paint bleed over, any colours escaping to where they shouldn't be. Okay. I think I've got most of it on his back. At least for that one. Okay, and then again down the back where he's got these slightly sort of bluish grey scales that I put in. Down the back of his wings and arms as well. Okay. Up that and right, where is my fine detail drop? Looks like it's this guy. All the fans of a limited colour palette. Because Deathwing is mostly black, it does limit which colours I can use quite drastically. And to prevent them going just big dipped in black paint and leaving it that way, I'm using some greys in here to kind of add a bit of complexity, I guess, to the colour scheme. So I'm using this kind of light grey, and I'm just adding a little bit of highlighting to the edge of these scales. guess you can call them wear, battle wear, maybe. Maybe up close Deathwing has more colour in him than the art would suggest. Real fresh music, but even I'm getting sick of it. Come on, please. I don't know, it seems to be stuck on this one, but let's go up to Wrath, shall we? Back to Wrath. This is more my kind of music anyway. Okay. Let's go. Not quite the spine of Deathwing as I remember it, but it is nevertheless definitely a dragon spine taking shape here. Just the idea with this is to kind of break up the monotonous black a bit. Because one of the things that I'm conscious of with what is actually kind of a very simple colour scheme is kind of boredom with your eye. So when there's a lot of the same colour, your eye can kind of get bored of it. And no matter how well you paint it, if it's all one colour, no one's going to want to look at it. If it's all very close in colour, no one's going to want to look at it. So you need to give people's eyes a reason to keep looking. And that's why I add the little details like what I'm doing on the spine here. The silver, that sort of thing. Or even just little gradients. Like what we've got on the wings. Because those are the details that will keep people's attention on your model. Plus, you know, they look good. Hey, Magic, welcome back. Got home from the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry to hear your dad's in hospital, Magic. I'm glad he's fine right now. I hope he has a very smooth and speedy recovery. But it is good to hear from you. I'm really glad to hear that your dad's doing well. And I'm doing well, thank you. I was out at a gig yesterday evening. And yeah, I'm just finishing off this dragon that I've been working on for the past few streams. I was talking a little bit about painting theory. Yeah, about painting models with a lot of the same colour in them. It's funny how many different colours you'll use for what is essentially a red and black dragon. You think about it, I've got reds, blacks, yellows, oranges, greys, silver. And that's just on the dragon. There'll probably be some blues in there before the end of it as well, some really dark blue. It's kind of why I love almost monocolour models. It's amazing what you work in there. Oh, Magic, I hope you get plenty of rest yourself as well. I know how stressful it is to have relatives in the hospital. Angel looks fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And, you know, hopefully he kind of reminds you of Deathwing a little bit. He's not quite finished yet, but hopefully by the end of it. Right. It's probably time to start doing the bit that I've been putting off doing. Just this big old scar down the side here. I've been getting sleep for the past 2 days. I can imagine, Magic. I hope you get some rest now. Don't forget to take care of yourself as well. It's important. You can't take care of anyone else if you're not well yourself. Okay. Do I want to do the scar or do I want to do the wings first? think I'm going to do the wings and all the other bits first. Just because there's still quite a lot to do with those, and I don't want to wear myself out on the scar. Okay. So, first things first. Where is it? Where it is? I know I didn't actually use this for any of the other areas that I painted, but this is going to be the easiest way to do this. Okay. There we go. Much better. Nice and easy. No stressing. Reminds me of the Black Dragon raid boss. Oh, excellent. I'll take it. I will take it. Close enough for me. Is that Onyxia, you mean? It's basically Deathwing's on, so I'm fine with that if that's the case. Think so? Onyxia is actually one of my favourite raid bosses. You go right down into her lair and face her in the bottom of that cavern. It's awesome. Yes, I think that's the Onyxia I'm thinking of. I might be mistaken now. Second guessing myself. So with the other areas of the wings, I kind of have more defined areas to work with. But with these ones, I'm kind of making it up. Yep, Onyxia. Oh man, I'd love to do an Onyxia project. Love Onyxia. But I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Ysera next. Give one of the green dragons a go. I very, very nearly made this Ysera. And she is my favourite dragon. But Deathwing seemed like a better fit for this particular one. But I would really love to do like a proper life dragon. Just need to find the right model for it first. Oh, Alex Straza. Oh, yes. Alex Straza would be such a cool project. She's got such a heartbreaking story. See that Godzilla Funko and Throne? I don't often talk about it, but I love monster movies. And when I saw Blue Phoenix with that Funko, I had to go find it because I love Godzilla. I love all of the big kaiju movies. So Godzilla, I love King Kong, I love Mothra. Monster movies can't be too goofy or too big for me. So I have a massive soft spot for monster movies. So when I saw that Funko, I was sold. I was just like, yes, I need this in my life. So yeah, I couldn't resist. That is thanks to the lovely Blue for showing me that existed. I would love to find a proper good Godzilla model to paint one day. I love the Moon Dragon. The Moon Dragon's another one I'd love to paint. I'd love to do a full series of like famous dragons. So not just from WoW, but like Smaug and other dragons that I can't think of right now while my brain is distracted by Deathwing. Of monster movies, yes, I love monster movies, and even the kaijus from stuff like Pacific Rim and all that sort of thing. I just can't get enough. Don't ask me what it is, because I could never tell you why I love them, but I do. I think they're great. I think they're just good fun. Even like The Meg, I would say, is kind of a monster movie. In the same way Jaws is a monster movie. Like, even those ones, I kind of have a big soft spot for them. But I don't think any of them will ever beat Godzilla for me. Godzilla's like the king of monster movies for a reason. But it's partly why I love Attack on Titan as well as an anime, because it's like one long monster movie. Okay. There's a Mechagodzilla kit. Ooh. Mechagodzilla isn't my favorite, but he'll do. I love kaijus and cryptids and monster movies and folklores, all that kind of stuff. It's awesome. You ever notice how every culture has its own version as well? Every culture has its own dragon story. Every culture has its own ghost story. You know, we all have a version of a big hairy beast that lives in the woods story. Monsters are a thing that actually unite us more than we think. That's what I kind of love about them. Plus, you know, they're just cool looking. But we're all kind of afraid of the same things when you think about it. But I know exactly why I love monster movies so much. It's because someone let me watch Jurassic Park way too many times as a kid. So I love dinosaurs, I love Godzilla, I love monster movies. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I don't care how goofy they are. They're great. Kiryu? Sorry, Kiryu. Kiryu is made from the remains of a dead Godzilla bones. Oh, need to see this. Like a Godzilla 3 Kiryu. Okay, I'm gonna have to get my hands on that magic. That sounds awesome. Too much Jurassic Park 2? Yes! To this day, I would say that after Lord of the Rings, Jurassic Park is my favorite movie. It came out the year I was born. It was meant to be. Is what I'm gonna say. Like, it's just too perfect. What's not to love? There's dinosaurs, there's nasty people getting eaten by dinosaurs, there's more dinosaurs. I don't care that it's not accurate. Dinosaurs are still cool, with or without feathers. Anyway. Now, there's too many cool things. Too many cool things about monster movies for me to list. Dinosaurs, dragons, monsters, giant sharks. Yep. I will happily watch those any day of the week. If you want to convince me to watch a movie, tell me it's got giant monsters in it. Tell me it's got Godzilla in it, or King Kong, or Mothra, or a megalodon, or dinosaurs, and I'm in. Yeah, what's the movie called? Romeo and Juliet. It's got Godzilla in it. I'm sold. Give me a ticket. Sign me up. Put me in, coach. All I'm saying is Shakespeare would have done a lot better if he'd written about dinosaurs. Not that Shakespeare wasn't an absolute prodigy, but, you know, dinosaurs. You? Okay. Anyway, moving back to what we're working on right now. Incidentally, another big old monster. We're kind of working on these fluffy bits. I don't know what to call them. I don't know if they're meant to be hair or like tendrils or what. I'm just kind of working on them. I'm just giving them a little bit of depth and detail. So just put some stripes of this orange red, and then I'm gonna tidy them up with the darker red, so that actually makes sense. Romeo and Juliet. So Godzilla is Romeo and Juliet is Mothra. I'm sold. I'd watch that. That sounds great. Okay. Let me go back to this brush and this paint for some more detail. Actually, slightly different color detail, I think, on the underside. If I can get it. That's the wrong color. You know that blue I mentioned? Time for the blue to party. And again, totally, definitely, possibly, slightly putting off doing that scarring, because I don't want to mess it up. So that's probably the last thing I'm going to do on the model. Okay. Now, you know what I want to see? I want to see a proper WoW movie. And don't tell me we got one, because we didn't. I want to see basically an extended WoW cinematic movie. Literally, just stitch all of those amazing in-game cinegraphics together. You know, upgrade them all to 4K or whatever. Release them out into the world. I will be a happy, happy person if that happens. Okay. Maybe it was kind of meh. Yeah, it was. I didn't like the combination of live actor and animation that they did. I feel like they would have done better if they just picked one. And honestly, I feel like if they just made it fully animated, it would have been the best choice. It's not even necessarily anything against any of the actors. I just think, you know, it's a bit underwhelming, sadly. I feel like it wasted a lot of potential, which is a real shame, because there's a lot of amazing stories in WoW that could have been told, and they just kind of failed. But unfortunately, that seems to be the case with a lot of video game adaptations. It's rare that a game adaptation is done well. Guess Hollywood still doesn't really understand games all that well. Kind of rushed. Yeah, it didn't feel like WoW. There was, yeah, I agree with that, actually, Magic. That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, I spent a lot of time to work out what story they were trying to tell. Like, is this a proper WoW story, like, from the game? Is this a new story? It felt like they mixed up a lot of bits and tried to change too much. I don't know. I'm sure there are some people who thought it was amazing. It's just my personal opinion. Yeah, like you said, didn't feel like WoW. Didn't feel like a Warcraft story. Should have got William King or someone like that to consult for him. Thank you for the pasta check magic and for the hydrate. Yep, everyone is sitting comfortably. Don't forget to stretch. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Step away from the screen if you need it. I hope you've got a tasty, tasty beverage. I've got delicious tap water. Because it's late at night. Well, late-ish. Okay. So I'm just going over these. I think they were going before WoW. I think you're right, but I mean, I've read all the WoW Chronicles as well. Like, I would consider myself quite well read on Warcraft lore in general, and I struggled to follow what was going on. So I can't imagine what it was like for, you know, people who knew nothing about the Warcraft universe. I don't know, it just... yeah, it was a little bit disappointing, sadly. Hopefully they get a chance to do it right in the future. Yeah, no judgment if there's anyone listening who did enjoy it. You're perfectly entitled to enjoy whatever you wish. But, yeah, I guess I wasn't the target audience for that particular film. Now, I have knocked over a brush that I actually needed, which is a little bit annoying. I'm gonna have to retrieve the backup brush. Running away brushes, yes, always. Always, always. Okay. Let's have a go at this scar, shall we? So funny, it's such a like it's both a small and a huge part of this model, and I don't know, up until about 20 minutes ago I had no idea what colours to use for it, whereas I've had the rest of this model planned out in my head for literally months. So obviously there's no real reference for Scarred Deathwing, is there? Right, thing next. Oh, thank you, Magic. Thank you so much. That does really help, especially when I'm probably at the section of the model that's intimidated me the most. Okay. So with some of the smaller areas, I will probably have to come back and just kind of go over the edges. But for now, I'm just trying to get sort of this, I guess you call it a wound track? Wound track? I'm trying to get the main sort of deep parts of the scar in, because it's mapped all the way up his face. You know, this dragon has been in a fight or two. And I want it to be kind of obvious what's going on here. Yeah, I don't want anyone to look at it and think I've gone kind of crazy and painted pink stripes all over Deathwing. Which, hopefully by the end of this, it won't look quite so much like that. Oh, you got the shield done! Awesome! I will check that out as soon as I'm done with stream, Magic. Are you happy with it? Okay. Things I have said the Deathwing. Deathwing. The most kawaii of all the dragonflights. I don't know. I can see maybe not Deathwing, but Neltharion secretly rocking a little pair of, you know, fluffy pink pajamas or something. Okay, I need to lift some of the paint off of this. It's getting clogged. I have a love-hate relationship with detail this small. On the one hand, I love it because it just adds so much character to a model. But it's also a pain in the butt to paint. And I am always paranoid that I never do a good enough job on him. There. Take that. Take a little bit of this. Moving pajamas. Just need to apply decals and weathering. Nice. That's a really good job, Magic. I hope you're happy with it. So I'm being a little bit messy with this bit, just because it will help me when I go back to tidy up. Because that wash gets into all the crevices. So not only does it make the wound look kind of raw, maybe it's kind of fresh still, it also will highlight where I need to focus once it's dried. Okay, so I'm just taking some of that off so it's not overwhelming. I'm gonna go back with this. Okay. Oh boy. I wish we could see this. Oh man. I would pay good money to see Notharian in a pair of pink fluffy pajamas. Especially because he's so grumpy. He's such a grumpy character. So someone that grumpy in a pair of ridiculous, like, pajamas. Or even just the slippers. I'd settle for the slippers. That'd be great. It'd make my day. Okay. Oh boy, intense concentration. I don't want to mess this up. This is me in human form and not dragon form. Dragon form would still be entertaining. Imagine trying to put fluffy pajamas on a dragon. It's gonna be the new Dragonflight raid. You gotta put fluffy pajamas on each of the evil dragon lords. I'd sub for that. Just got a mental image of like people using like, priest hand and things like that to levitate the trousers on. There's the dragon tail. Dragon tail has other ideas. Yep. Seeing Nelfari in pink pajamas, I'd be happy. Where's that well-found art? Okay. Sorry, folks. I know I'm not talking much. I'm merely trying to get this right. I think that's good, right? In onesie? Yes. And I need to tweak the lights a little bit. Bear with me a moment, folks. Let's do that. There we go. This should be a little bit better. No! Stop focusing on the wrong thing. There we go. Looking good? Camera, please focus. There we go. Thank you, Magic. Yeah, some badass priest hit him with a lightning bolt, I think. Details, right? So many. So many little details on this. I don't know if this will come up a bit clearer now that the light's a bit better. But you can see there with the different colours in the wings. I'm very happy with how that face has come out. That face is exactly as I was hoping it would be. He definitely looks like he's been hit with something. Our base is not quite finished, but you can see now some of the crackling starting to show. Of our lava all done. So I'm quite happy with that. Too many lava baths. Exactly. So, having a look, seeing how he sits on he sits kinda like this on the base. I realise you can't really see what I'm seeing here. So if you bear with me just a moment. Ooh, come on. He's such a big model, it's so hard to get... Never mind. You know what? Never mind. This is not gonna work. He is absolutely not having it. I'm just trying to decide if I want to actually put more base colours on there after all. You see when you post the picture? Hopefully. Is that gonna work? Almost. Close enough. You're gonna focus on the bit that I want. There we go. There we go, look at that. Almost fully in focus. Oh yeah, I think on that note, I'm gonna leave it there for today, because I'm covered in paint, and yeah, I'm gonna see how this settles out. I might add a little bit more to the base. There might be a bit more base painting going on there. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I might put a little bit. Actually, looking at it, yeah, I am definitely gonna put some more in there. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it now before we go, because I realized I missed a spot that I intended to have there anyway. So I'm gonna do this one last bit on the base, because sometimes you don't spot these details till it's all together. So if you'll put up with me for just a few more minutes while I do that. And then I'll be talking about what I'm doing for the rest of this week anyway. So tomorrow at 9 PM UK time, I'll be live on Twitch, on YouTube, sorry. YouTube again, with The Wolf Among Us, Chapter 2. So that'll be coming out tomorrow, and that will be a live, be streamed first and then made available immediately after the stream on VOD. So if you like The Wolf Among Us, please do come join me then. I'm having a lot of fun with the slightly shorter YouTube streams. So I hope that's something you're all enjoying too. Because it's definitely something that I want to keep up if I can. So we're doing Wolf Among Us on Wednesday. Thursday I will not be streaming, but I will be back on Friday for finishing off the Cult of the Lamb playthrough that I've been doing on stream. Finally, hopefully, we'll get to the boss and see what lies in store for our cult then. So again, I hope you all can join me for that. Right. There we go. I'm happy with that. Perfect. Well, as perfect as I can get it. But yes, no, I appreciate that magic. But yes, Wolf Among Us. Wolf Among Us is tomorrow on YouTube. Then we're back on Twitch on Friday for Cult of the Lamb. And then Sunday, I've got a new project that I'm going to be working on. It's going to be a little bit spooky. A little bit spooky themed. A little bit of a warm-up for my official Halloween painting stream next week. And all of the Twitch streams, again, up until the 28th, are going to be raising money towards the WWF Show Your Stripes campaign, where we're protecting and raising money for tigers. So I hope you can join me for that. We hit some milestones. There's some super cool stuff as well that I've got planned. So hopefully we can get it, but we'll see how that goes. However, I have definitely babbled on enough. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you again, Hipster, for the raid. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for joining me. I'm not going to raid tonight, but the VOD for this will be up on later this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you're in the world. I hope you enjoyed watching Deathwing come to life. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now, folks.